Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 13 in the book of Colossians. We're in chapter 3 today. Today's title, the big thought behind today is identity begets activity. That is, our identity in Christ is going to be the thing that empowers the various activities that he wishes us to be involved in. So that is who we are in Christ, and what are we wearing. So the activities he talks about, putting these things on, putting on these particular behaviors. All right, I'm going to start in Colossians chapter 3, verse 11. The first thing he's going to do is disabuse a bunch of things. What categories don't count? So this is verse 11. So here there is not Greek and Jew, circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave free, but. All right, so the first thing he does is say we're not separating people with regards to race and religious background, circumcised and uncircumcised, or nationalities or social situation. And then he gets to the good part here in 11b. But Christ is all and in all. So the big category that's going to count is Christ. So Christ is all, and Christ is in all. I was thinking about the word Christian, Christian. If you cross out the little a, you end up with Christ in, which is if Christ is in, if we are Christ-ins, what should we be wearing? What should we be like? What should our activities, behaviors be like? And that's essentially what's going to happen today. So as I read the rest of it, there's going to be like a left-hand column and a right-hand column. In the left, in my mind, is our identity in Christ. Let me summarize. Christ is all. Christ is in all. He's chosen us. We're holy. We're beloved. We're hidden. We're found in him. He's made us his own. We're forgiven, and he dwells in us. So therefore, right-hand column next. All these things on the right-hand column. We should be renewing ourselves in knowledge. We should be compassionate with others. We should be humble. We should put on love. We should be kind. We should be meek. We should be patient. And we should be forgiving. So our identity in Christ, the left-hand column, is going to affect our right-hand column. So here we go. All right, verse 11. But Christ is all and in all. Put on then. Going to talk about the left-hand column for a second. As God's chosen ones, holy and beloved. That's the left-hand column. And then on the right-hand column, compassionate hearts. Put on compassionate hearts. Put on kindness, humility. Put on meekness. Put on patience. Bearing with one another. And if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other. And then we're going to go back to the left-hand column. As the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. And above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ, left-hand column, rule your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body. And be thankful. So on the left-hand column, we've got all this stuff, all this identity that we have in Christ. And on the right-hand column, we have the activities, the things that he asks us to put on. And if there is an error in the activities, likely it's because there's an error in our identity. In other words, we don't get the Christ in us and remember the things that he's done. So we are supposed to be remembering the things that Christ has done for us, that Christ is in us, that we are Christians, that he's in all, that he's chosen us, that we are beloved, that we are holy, or at least we're viewed as holy, and that he hides us in himself, that we're hidden in him. That was from chapter 3, verse 3 in Colossians. Or that we're found in him and we're forgiven. So therefore, because of all that, because of all the stuff that he has for us as identifying as Christians, well then, we're supposed to be thankful. We're supposed to be kind. We're supposed to be compassionate with our brothers and sisters. We're supposed to be meek and patient and exuding the characteristics of Christ. Because he's forgiven us, left-hand column, we're supposed to forgive our brothers and sisters. We're supposed to be able to live in the body. And surpassing greatness here, he says, put on love above all this stuff. Put on love. other things. Be humble. All right, I want to talk just for a second about if you're listening today and you are outside the kingdom and Christ is not in you. In other words, you don't have an identity with Christ. And if you don't have identity in Christ, then the activities that we've been talking about today should be a mess. You should be a mess. Your relationships should be out of order. Your tongue should be out of control. Your pride should be unchecked. Your appetite should be running rampant. Your sexual fidelity should not be probably is not according to his plan. Your zipper is probably open. And you're acting like an enemy of Christ. And if that is you, well, welcome to the kingdom. Because here's the thing. Nobody comes to Christ through a righteous door, a self-righteous door. We all come through the sinner's door. Now, we all come through the door. The sinner's door also has over the top of it, chosen. He says we're chosen in him. So ask him, if you're outside the kingdom and your life is a mess and your behaviors are a mess and your activities are a mess, welcome to the kingdom. And ask today, hey, maybe he's choosing me right now. And if so, let's bow, believe, receive, have faith, say I'm sorry, surrender, fall on the stone, be hidden in him. And for those of you who have walked through this door, the chosen door before, let's remember who we are. And if we're having trouble with forgiveness or kindness or patience or compassionate or love, let's, that's not probably the main problem. The main problem is we've forgotten who we are. We've forgotten that we're chosen, we're holy, we're beloved, we're hidden in him, we're found in him. He's forgiven us. Therefore, we should be acting like these things to the people outside of us. So let's let our identity beget the activity. Thanks for listening.